ask you, Marisa, how did you get into horse training? Being that it's a predominantly, I would assume, male profession.
It depends on the demographic, whether it's male or female. I went riding when I was about 7, and my dad took me just, for a father-daughter thing to do.
Right.
And we went to a ranch up north in Acton, Massachusetts called Bobby's Ranch. And it's a trail riding place to go. Back then it was $25 for an hour, where, you pay your money and go for a trail ride. They split the ride into beginners and experience.
Right.
And as a 7-year-old kid, of course, my dad was like, you're going with the beginners.
Correct.
And I'm pulling my horse like, no, I want to go the experience way. He's like, no. And I'm like, yes. So, of course, I, went off the experience way, and within minutes, we're like running the horses, and I just was naturally good at it. Horsemanship is something you're born with. Yes, you can teach someone how to ride. I can teach you how to care for horses, and you might be okay at it, but you're never going to be a natural. Just like you can teach someone how to draw, but they'll never be Picasso. You can teach someone how to sing, but they'll never be Whitney. It's just something you're born with. And I was always just naturally good at it. So from that point on, I started volunteering at Bobby's Ranch. And I spent my summers there growing up from when I was 7 until I was a young adult. And my mom bought me my first horse through there, and I trained her. She was a handful. And actually when I bought the horse, she was really bad off. And Bobby, we used to get in horses that were like crazy nuts, and us as the trainers, we would ride them until they became sound enough to be a trail horse.
Right.
Like that a beginner could ride. But when I left Massachusetts, I went to Miami and was like, just wanted to get wasted and party into myself, what I did, So I did Miami and Fort Lauderdale and Tampa, back to Miami, and I was all over Florida. And after the glitz and glamour of the Miami life, and the cars and the dresses and the clubs and the salsa dancing wore off, all I wanted to do was ride. So I was driving to Ocala to ride horses, but it was like terrible environment in Ocala for riding because it was all these snobby rich white folks, pardon my French, but they didn't care. They were like, this is how you ride, this is how you do it, this is how you ride my horses. They didn't want any kind of influence in anything. Right. So I was like, man, I can't do this, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm my own rider. I mean, everyone's going to have a different style. Correct. So, I mean, it's just like tattoo it, you know what I mean? Everyone has a different style of doing it. You just find what you like and you go with it. So, when I left Florida and came up to Georgia because I heard about a Mustang rescue. And really long story short, I rescued that Mustang right there, the one with a lot of white on his face, right. Mancy. He comes from a Mustang reserve in Montana. I rescued him about 10 years ago. I've owned him. Now him and the mare next to him, her name is Cherokee. When we get in the barn, you'll be able to see where they go. Okay, so what I'm about to show you is called natural horsemanship. It's the art of training horses and the way that they speak to each other instead of the way people think that they hear us. Right. They're nothing like a dog. If anything, they're more like a cat where they're really independent, don't really need you for anything. Ways to make them respond to you are release of eye and release of pressure. And when you have to see the horse using the right side of his brain to make you understand that he's learning. So if you never give them that time to register, then they never learn. And I'll show you what I mean by all that right quick in a demonstration. When I got this horse, he was the furthest thing you could be from being trained. He would run away from me the first chance. He would run away at the first chance he got. Now he just follows me. He was charging at me when I would train him. He would put his head down and literally charge at me. He would never engage. You know how he's engaged? Right. And you know, when you see me do this, you think, well, all horses act like that, or most horses should act like that. Yeah, they should, but they don't. You know what I mean? You can't too much get a horse to kind of
follow you about.
Not only that, but I mean, I can send them on. And I can stop them at any time.
Very cool.
Come on, get on your horse. Fine. Wait. I thought you always said you could ride better than me. I can. Hey, just want to say thank you for coming out. This is my life. This is what I do. Anytime you're welcome back. This is what it's all about. Also, a huge shout out, She's Inc. magazine, taking the time out for me. It's been such a pleasure. Huge shout out to VerticalXscape Inc. And they do great work. And we all just taking this time out to show how much we appreciate everything. Thank you for coming out. God bless.